With limited time in Oslo, we still made our way to what felt like a ton of museums. And before getting started here, a quick plug for the Oslo Pass, their tourism card. That thing got us into all of these and included public transport. Big discount compared to buying them separately, too. Our first stop was the Munch Museum in a beautiful new building as of 2021. I am no art expert, but I've seen the Scream before, so it was neat to see it in person too. We learned that they actually display 3 different versions of it, but only one at a time. The painting, drawing, and print rotate every 30 minutes to avoid light damage. We just happened to time our visits to catch all 3 at different points. But of course, there's the whole rest of the museum too, focusing on the famous Norwegian painter. I actually found myself impressed at the variety of subjects, styles, sizes, and media on display, and I'm typically pretty uncultured. But our next stop was a little bit further away at the Norwegian Museum of Cultural History, a big place with the primary component being the series of outdoor villages depicting the culture of the country during different time periods. This was complicated a bit by the large amount of snow, both on the ground and falling out of the air during our stay. But damn if this scene wasn't Norwegian as hell. This Viking church was sweet. Otherwise, we walked in and out of the old wooden buildings before checking out the indoor portion of the museum, too. They had tons of artifacts of different ages, and for those interested in the traditional museum experience, you could definitely spend a long time in this one. But I think I like the outside more. This brought us out to the grouping of marine-related museums out on the edge of the harbor. Oh, look at the cruise ship. It's moving. Why are you not more interested in that? It's huge. Isn't it cool that it can move? The first of which was the Norwegian Maritime Museum. I wasn't 100% sold on this one, but I'm glad we went in. They had a ton of models, for one, both old and new ships, and I guess it triggers the model train enthusiast in me because I like those a lot. Not that I would know what to do with them if I ever had them myself, but they're cool to look at. That was on top of having Norway's oldest boat in the basement. The 2,200-year-old dugout canoe, which is near the Viking boat building workshop area. And in the upper portions of the museum are some cool children's sections and views out onto the harbor. I think that's exactly what it's for. Is there a child-proof padlock on there? If it can keep the stuffed animals in, it can keep your children in. Next door is the Fram Museum. The deal here is they have 2 buildings connected by an underground tunnel that are both built around 2 real full-size ships. And the museum has info about them and their voyages, in addition to you being able to walk around inside them. Again, pretty cool for a museum. Lots of watch your head warnings in here. And the one of them had a thing that you had to be able to step over in order to not get yourself stuck down in there. Old sailing ships were not very accessible. All right, 300 kilogram sled. I don't think you're getting there. The first one was used on polar expeditions, so they had a little area to test if you could snipe like an Inuit or pull a heavy sled through the snow. And again, next door, a third museum, the Kon Tiki Museum. That's the story of a Norwegian guy with very little good sense. He wanted to prove that ancient peoples could have crossed the ocean in a raft, so he built a raft with only the supplies they would have had and actually sailed it from South America to the Polynesian Islands. And didn't die. There's a lot more to the story, but that's the gist. Overall, these were above average museums for me. I think I liked the Fram one the best because getting to walk around in the ships was fun, but I could see cultural history being great in some nicer weather. And they were all in preparation for walking around the Christmas market that evening too. Check out the other video for details on that, or the playlist for the full Norwegian set. And anyway, thanks for watching.